It's good to get Finn back up. And let me just say this real quick. If all the rumors that are swirling are true and Tony Khan's going all out and bringing in Bryan most likely, and then there's a potential for Punk, they need to bring guys like Balor back up. They're going to need as many stars on these shows as they can get because Tony's really that's a big move if they do that, I think.
I don't think so.
I know you don't.
I do think so.
I don't think so.
Okay, do you want to bet on that?
That's big, man.
Yeah, you want to make a bet like that?
$100. Let's bet $100 that he brings in.
Here's my prediction.
Okay.
Here's my prediction. Oh, that he brings him in. I'm not saying that he won't bring him in.
He's going to bring them in. Yeah.
Here's my take on this.
Yeah.
Okay. And if anything, this is what I predict. Right? Is that I don't know if there's enough people watching wrestling right now that like these guys, like this will invigorate the people that are already watching, but will it get the 80% of the people that are not watching the show? How many of them will get to watch the show, right? And I'll just point to this, and this is what I think could possibly happen, right? If you go back to October 2019, there's a lot of buzz. AEW was starting up, and that the first show on Wednesday when they went head to head, the combined audience between NXT was 900,000. AEW was 1.4 million. They did 2.3 million people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you had people from the 80%, people that hadn't been watching wrestling, they came back and started, that originally came back to check it out that 1 week, right? I think that if Daniel Bryan and Punk get signed, I think there'll be an initial spike, and I think if you look at it 4 weeks later, I think the number will be down considerably. Because I think the reason people turn and watch these shows, and the reason they're turned off by it, is not because of any talent or anything. It's just because of the way the work is presented. That's my opinion.
All right.
And I would be willing to bet.
I'm going to give you this flip side. I think also what happened is they were having, and you and me criticized this a lot, and it's changed. All the guys that were in the ring that shouldn't have been in the ring doing all the indie, bad lucha matches, all that we hated. They started to get better on the work rate. And if you watched the Fyter Fest last week, was very well paced. This week when I was watching it, the main thing I kept thinking, they have a lot of stars there, If they can get their storylines on point, I think people will stay, but we'll find out. But, bro, you've got to think that anything Punk's going to do, he's going to be the executive producer of, and he's going to have creative control, and it's going to be good. And you got to think the same thing for Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's what you've got to think.
There's a positive, because we Russo talked about it this morning. There's positives and negatives. Number one, the positive is the positive obviously is there's a crowd that's been disappearing since 2011, back when Punk was hot, right? Yeah,
and don't forget, real quick, Bryan's Yes Movement thing was 2014, and that was a big deal at that time too. So it's two guys that may have affected the popularity dropping, when they went away, because Bryan was away for 2 years.
So, but this is what I'll say: you cannot. We had the same argument with Ronda Rousey. Okay. You cannot ignore what happened to him in UFC. And
I can. That's the problem. I can. Yeah. So if I can,
that's fine.
No. Wait. Okay, wait.
And his fans will too.
Thing. If I can, why can't other people? Why do I have to think like you?
It's because this is the difference, Konnan.
No, dude, don't talk for me. But bro, Disco, don't think for me. I know what I'm thinking. When I look at him, I don't think, wow, he got stretchered in fucking 2 matches because he sucks. I knew he wasn't gonna do that good. So I look at him as the wrestling performer. There's no part of me that thinks of him as a UFC guy because we're not in UFC. I don't know why you keep sticking to that, because you think and Russo thinks that. I don't.
Russo didn't even think that. This is my personal opinion.
Well, I was
right on Ronda Rousey.
You were right on Ronda Rousey.
Same reasons.
No, but Rousey, no. Rousey, I think, was different. Rousey, number one, couldn't wrestle, came off unlikable, and acted like a mark. Besides the fact she got, but she was a UFC champion that should have been winning and got destroyed. Punk, nobody really thought he was going to go in there and do any damage. He's in his mid-30s, bro.
Yeah,
so to me, I don't think I am. No, I am telling you that. I'm not trying. I am telling you that. I don't think you're apple and oranges for sure. I mean, Ronda, you were correct. You were correct, and I just think I gave you the reasons. Okay? But with Punk, I don't look at it that way. The guy's going to come back. All those guys are marks for him. All those hardcore fans are marks for him. He's going to go in there. Hopefully, he'll deliver a tremendous pipe bomb, and and then somebody that's really hot in the company will face him, and it may help them. That's what I'm thinking. You know, I don't think that he's going to spend all.
Reference.
Let me just finish, bro. I don't think they're going to be spending all that money that's going to take to get him, or him after all these years of being in this sabbatical is going to come back to do anything but something that means something. But go ahead.
All right. Well, do you realize that he's already been back on WWE? He came back on TV.
Well,
on that show. Time out.
Right.
The show didn't do good numbers. It's not like
I didn't even tune in to see him because I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him as a commentator.
I didn't tune in, and I'm a big fan of his. So there you go.
Bro, I don't follow everything he does, but I did follow. I do think as an in-ring performer on that mic and in the ring, he's still somebody that I like to watch. As a commentator, I didn't give a what he had to say. I never watched him. So you know what I'm saying?
But ultimately, here's the ultimate. This is the problem with it. Okay.
So you're gonna keep fighting until you try to convince me you're right.
No, just a different,
I don't think you're right.
Different argument. I'm making a different argument, just completely different. Okay. This is a problem that the wrestling business has today.
Right.
Is they still are having difficulty building stars that they have to go into the bench, into the locker room, and pull out these 40-year-old guys to try and draw again. And that's what we're seeing. This is the WWE's been doing it for years. That's the saying. And AEW is like,
Well, they got two. Bro, they got Darby, they got Orange.
Okay, but are those guys? Come on. It's like
I think
they're stars.
Darby,
are they moving
to that crowd? They're over.
He's a star.
To that crowd, they're over.
Okay, well, to that crowd.
Right.
But my point is, stars move numbers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we'll see what happens. But I'm just saying, I think it's a shame that all these years have gone by, and you still have to get these guys when they're 6, 7, 8 years past their prime and bring them back.
That's
Christian,
true.
Edge,
that's true.
Goldberg, Daniel Bryan. It's like, and it's not a good testimony to the way people, the writing teams and the performers have kind of failed at making themselves and then creating stars. That we have to keep going back
with the
established stars.
You would be correct in that.
You know?
Yes, you would be
right. So that's an issue.
And then not because he's our boy, then they do the ridiculous of finding a stud like Kevin Cross and having him job to Jeff Hardy, and you're about to. It doesn't matter what the end is. I'm just saying.
I think it might be much ado about nothing. We may be overreacting, but
all right.
Right. So it still was a bad.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Disco, you're the booker, right? Of Raw. Mm-hmm. Would you have done that?
Right.
Would you have done that?
Right. You know me. Right. I'm the type of guy that when I was at WCW. We brought in Lance Storm and immediately just started pushing him.
He beat everybody.
Not doing 50-50, but
held every belt.
That Lance Storm push was great.
You bring a guy
Nash
in,
destroyed it.
A guy would come to a territory for like 4 to 6 weeks, right? Work with Jerry Lawler. Okay, they bring the guy in and immediately just push him.
He smashed everybody.
It's like you want to bring guys in and push them into the title, push them in the title shot, but they haven't. They've never done that. Look at the Bobby Lashley. Look at every time they bring somebody in, they're not really getting a push.
Rob Van Dam.
They're not getting. They have to pay. They have to their dues. They have to do a job. They have to do.
But it's kind of weird. Listen to this. But listen to this. I got into this conversation with Tony Khan about this because I actually told him, I said, I think that, bro, you bring in heels and you beat them too quick. And he goes, really, like who? And I think I might have said Lance Archer. And he goes, well, if you think he goes, well, I like to feed, my heels to the baby faces. I said, yeah, eventually. I said, and he says, but if you think, and he says, yeah, but you beat the guy like in 4 weeks. He goes, no, it took about 12 weeks. And I go, felt a lot shorter than that. I think that maybe
it was his first major match. Right?
Maybe it was 12 weeks,
his
but
first feud,
it felt damn short to me. You know what I'm saying?
He lost. He lost to Cody and he lost to Moxley, like back to back.
Maybe what's long to us is short to them because they have a shorter attention span or something. Because to me, Lance Archer should not have been beaten for months. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not in, and I don't mean 3 months either.
It's ridiculous that the small guys are like 11-2, 50-3. Stuff. The big guys are like 6-7-3. It's
to
just
benefit
weird,
of
right?
the doubt,
It's
says
like,
you can say that Archer just got his big win back on Wednesday, but we'll get.
Yeah, but it took 2 years to do it. They had to rehabilitate him,
Sure.
bro.
Right.
They hurt
They
him
did.
at the beginning, and they same thing with Brian Cage. They hurt him at the beginning, and now they got to try to make him again, and they will because he's talented. But you would have wasted. You could have. Not wasted so much time and already had him as a star who could be giving the rub to somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
yeah.
Can I ask, I know you like Disco, you said you probably wouldn't do it. I know we have a lot to cover. I just wanted to ask Konnan this. If the idea for Cross is, let's see if he'll have a problem with doing a job, right? And that's the only reason they did it.
Which he doesn't.
How often do you have to do that in AAA where you're not sure about a guy? Geez, I'm pushing him hard, but I got to see if he'll take a loss.
I have to do it from time to time, but I don't do it like that.
Yeah,
bro.
not 2 minutes.
I don't have him lose with some guy that's been jobbing.
At the expense of your show.
At the
Right.
expense of your show.
Like you don't want your show's value to go down by you take a commodity and devalue it immediately. You know what I'm saying?
Or
Got
the other thing that I don't do, which WWE does a lot, is if they don't like somebody, they have no problem burying them on TV. Because I was talking to Mickey James the other day, and remember when they were calling her Piggy James or whatever the they were doing, or we've seen that a lot. Like I'm not if a guy has heat in the dressing room, I don't embarrass him in front of the fans because of that heat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's just not good business, bro. Yeah.
Right. I honestly, well, let's give it some time and see what they do out of this. That's what I'd say.
Right.
But the initial reaction, everybody agreed.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
What the fuck?
like you can't say, "Oh, that was great." It's like
Right.
a few trolls alive. Like, yeah, it's like come on.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, bro, it's like per example. Okay, it's like you didn't really want Ben Askren to go out there and get beat in 5 seconds.
Right.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's what happened. And it's like, it's great for him, but like, we've been building this guy and freaking him hit, and he just got beat in 5 seconds. Like, what do we do with this guy now? You know, see, that's
Bro,
the same
what
thing
a
you do, like,
joke
when you do
Ben
that
Askren
wrestling,
turned out to be, right?
Oh my God, right?
Unbelievable.
You talk about overrated. Yeah.